2 years ago, the memo went out at companies you know. The machines are ready. We don't need as many people. Hundreds of jobs gone. The headlines called it the future. Then something happened that nobody put in a press release. They started hiring the humans back, quietly, at Ford, at IBM, at Klarna, at one of the biggest banks on earth. And when researchers asked the bosses who'd made the cut, more than half admitted it was a mistake. Every workplace has a story. This one is happening right now, and it's telling us something about people that a spreadsheet never could. To be fair to the people who made these calls, the pressure was real. In 2026, AI could suddenly do things that used to take a room full of people. Boards wanted efficiency. Competitors were bragging about headcount cuts. If you didn't automate, you looked slow. So they moved. Klarna, the buy now, pay later giant, put an AI assistant on customer service. In its first month, it handled 2.3 million conversations. The company said it did the work of 700 agents and cut its workforce from 5,500 toward 3,400. Ford wired up its quality line with 900 AI-assisted cameras to catch defects a human inspector might miss. IBM pointed AI at its own HR department and automated the routine questions. And Commonwealth Bank of Australia rolled out a voice bot and announced it could let 45 contact center roles go. On paper, flawless. Fewer people, same work, lower cost. This is the part of the story everyone already believes. Here's the part they don't. Reality has a way of finding the 6%. At IBM, the AI resolved about 94% of routine HR requests, genuinely well. But the last 6%, the messy, human ones, the exceptions, the judgment calls, that's where it stalled. And that 6% turned out to matter more than anyone budgeted for. At Klarna, the bot handled the volume, but not the complexity. Customer satisfaction slid. The angry case, the multi-step problem, the person who just needed to feel heard. The AI could answer, but it couldn't resolve. The CEO admitted the cost-cutting had gone too far and pledged customers could always reach a human. At Commonwealth Bank, the voice bot meant to reduce calls, somehow increased them. Humans ended up working overtime to clean up behind it. The bank reversed the 45 cuts and admitted it did not adequately consider all relevant business considerations. And Ford. Ford spent 3 years quietly bringing back 350 veteran engineers, the ones who can hear a problem in an engine or feel a panel gap with a fingertip. The company said, plainly, that it had leaned too hard on AI and misjudged what it could deliver. Those graybeard engineers came back, and Ford topped the J.D. Power 2026 quality study for the first time since 2010. Zoom out, and it's not one company having a bad week. A survey of leaders found 39% had cut staff for AI, and 55% of them now call it a mistake. Roughly 2/3 are already rehiring. IBM is tripling its entry-level hiring for the very jobs it was told AI could do. That's the reversal wave. Now, the real question, why? Here's what every one of these companies ran into. They measured what was easy to measure, cost per ticket, parts per hour, and they automated that. But the value a good employee creates was never only in the easy part. Psychologists have a name for the thing Ford's veterans had: tacit knowledge, the expertise you can't write down, the pattern you feel before you can explain it. You don't lose it when someone retires or gets cut. You lose it silently, and you only find out it's gone when the quality slips and no one can say why. And the thing Klarna's customers wanted wasn't just an answer. It was to be understood, judgment, empathy, the read on a situation that has no script. That's not a bug the next model will patch. That's the human premium, and it's real, and it's measurable. We just tend to measure it too late after we've already removed it. This is the part I want you to sit with. The mistake wasn't using AI. The mistake was believing the invisible work. The trust, the judgment, the tacit skill didn't count because no one had put it on the ledger. That's the story under the story. Not humans versus machines. Humans the machine couldn't see. So whether you run a team or you're worried about your own seat, here's what the reversal wave actually teaches. 1. Automate the task, not the judgment. Draw the line where IBM eventually did. Let AI take the routine 94% and protect the 6% that needs a human. The goal isn't fewer people. It's people freed for the work only people can do. 2. Name your invisible work before you lose it. Ford couldn't see its veterans' value until it was gone. Ask, what does this person know that isn't written anywhere? That's not overhead. That's the human premium. Measure it before you cut it. 3. If it's you, become the 6%. The roles that came back weren't the ones doing what a machine does. They were doing judgment, trust, the hard exception. Lean into that. The premium is the part of your job you can't hand to a bot. 4. Efficiency isn't the same as value. A cheaper ticket that loses the customer isn't a saving. Watch what the spreadsheet doesn't show. That's usually where the real cost was hiding. Now I want to hear from you because this one's personal for almost everybody right now. Question 1. What's the part of your job or your best person's job that a machine could never do? Question 2. If your workplace automated something this year, did it free people up or did it quietly delete something no one's named yet? Tell me in the comments. I read them. If you want to get ahead of this, instead of getting blindsided by it, we built you tools. Grab the free field notebook and join the unseen newsletter on our website, insidethework.org. One dependable insight on the world of work every week, so you're reading the ledger nobody else is. Links below. Because here's where we're headed. This was the evidence, the receipts. Next time, we go somewhere new, a story you don't just watch, you feel it. New doors are opening. Stay close. Because every workplace has two stories, the one we see and the one we live.